Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a live swatch of the new Classic Leathers Collection from Zoya for fall 2022. This is their second or third installment for fall 2022 if you don't count those first two collections, the trio and the six-piece, which I reviewed together in my last Zoya video. If you counted those as one part, this is part two. So we had lots of shimmers and beautiful things, a little bit of glitter previously. Now we have all creams, and we have a full rainbow of them rather than mostly neutrals, which is what we had before. And I'm really excited to share with you these formulas because I think you're going to be interested in them. So we're going to go ahead and get into the live swatch. These are currently available at Zoya's website, which will be linked down below. These polishes were sent to me for free from Zoya, but as you know, with my channel, all opinions are my own, and I don't accept any kind of monetary exchange for review, so that you can always feel sure that my opinions that I'm giving you aren't encouraged by any monetary contribution. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the review, and then we'll be back in just a minute.
We're going to swatch through this gorgeous fall palette in alphabetical order as we always do. First up, we have Althea, and this is just a really, really yummy, olivey kind of shade. Lots of nice yellow tones in this green and on the deeper side. So I think it's really, really nice. And you're going to notice that all of these polishes could pretty much be one and done with the exception of maybe the lightest shade, as long as you have enough product on your brush. My nails are a little longer right now than they usually are, so I think as I went through my live application first impression swatch through these polishes, which is what you're watching right now, I noticed that I was pretty consistently just not having enough polish on my brush for the length of my nails. They're almost never this long, you guys. So here's 2 coats of Althea, but you could probably get it done in one and then wear a nice juicy top coat. Next we have Dogmar. There are 2 really luscious berry shades in this collection. This is the darker of the 2, and this is going to swatch just like the rest really nicely in one coat. You can see that it looks like it's going on kind of thin, and that's just because I didn't load my brush up enough. So I just went back in for a little bit more. And then I'm going to be able to get quite nice coverage on this nail in just the one coat. But with all these shades, I'm going to go back for a second coat so that we have that consistency across the board. And I think most people do like to wear their polishes at 2 coats because it does give a plumper and more luscious look to the nail. You can probably tell I'm rocking a little bit of a cold right now. It's not the kind that really affects you in any way, rather than just making you sound different and, you know, you have to blow your nose 100 times a day. But if you just got a cold this week, I feel you. I feel like literally everyone has right now. So that's 2 coats of Dogmar. So gorgeous, luscious. Next is Gidget, and this one was a surprise to me. I was anticipating this was going to just be like a sunny autumn yellow, but it's a lot more orange tone. What you're looking at here, you can see all of those oranges pulling out. And so it was a surprise for me. I tend to enjoy yellows more than oranges, and just for me personally, this wasn't a color that I was like super, super hype about. However, if you're an orange person, I feel like this is a different kind of shade. This is probably pretty unique in my collection for mainstream creams. So I thought it was interesting. It was also the most difficult for me to get like a one and done kind of application. So definitely for me, 2 coats are needed on this shade. But I thought it was nice. The formula is nice, just totally personal preference with the color on this one. This one was probably my least favorite. My camera was like having issues with this yellowy, orangey tan kind of color, but that was Gidget. Next is Oh No. This one is the lighter and brighter berry shade, maybe almost kind of fuchsia leaning, and I feel pretty certain that you have a shade just like this in your collection already, because this is really a go-to with a lot of mainstream brands, this kind of color. However, if you're just getting started with your nail polish journey, this collection as a whole is it's made up of a lot of great staple fall shades plus a few little surprises thrown in there, and I feel like having 2 berries is really nice. I mean, who doesn't love a great berry shade? So as you can see, it swatches really nicely in the 2 coats. These are all like a really juicy, bouncy formula, really, really beautiful. So final two in the collection, we have Ryder first, and this is what's been on my thumb. This is a slightly like rosy leaning medium chocolate kind of color. I tend to like browns when they have more pinky tones rather than more yellow tones in them. And so I really did enjoy this shade because it pulled out those kind of colors in my skin tone. And as you can see, again, a beautiful application in the two coats as long as I load my brush up appropriately, which is what you're watching happening here. I just didn't get quite enough nail polish on the brush. And these polishes together as like a Skittles mani is chef's kiss. It's so beautiful. Here is two coats of Ryder. Really, really yummy, almost toffee looking brown. Last up we have Sylva. This was one of my favorites for sure. This is a dusty deep teal and it's just so beautiful and it plays really, really nicely with everything else in the collection. So I love that they threw this one in here. And again, we have this nearly one coat application, nice and easy. And you'll notice that I didn't put the Z-Wide brushes into these polishes. Zoya usually sends them in case I want to swap them out, but I usually just save them to give to you guys like in giveaways or whatever because the Zoya polishes, they don't come with the Z-Wide brush. You would have to pick them up separately and remember to add them to cart. And so I wanted to show you how they swatch just right out of the bottle, no kind of changes made. I do prefer the Z-Wide brush quite a bit. So I just wanted to make note of that, but I wanted to show you how they swatch on their own. So here's two coats of probably my favorite, which is Silva.
So that was the whole Classic Leathers collection from Zoya. I really did love this whole collection. I thought we had some beautiful shades here. They work so well as Skittles. You just have so many things to play with and they all have a fantastic formula. The Zoya cream formula is kind of like a standby. They're almost always one coaters. They're easy to work with and they look nice and glossy and juicy when you're done. So I'm a big fan. Now it just depends on if you think that you already have shades like this in your collection. So let me know down in the comments below what your favorites out of the collection were and if you're going to be picking any of these up. They are already available at Zoya's website if you'd like to go shop them now. I will see you back for another video very soon. Take care until then. Bye!